Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
It's Wednesday morning here live, Force for Girls Live, here on
Yes.
Facebook. All your favorite podcast apps, go to forceforgirls.com. And today we are asking a simple but yet complex question, Courtney.
Yes. Are you feeling great?
Are you?
It's one that we have a lot of expectations on. And so it's just for me personally, yeah, I am. I am. But it's oddly taken practice to be able to ask that,
Mm,
which surprised me
that is
when I thought
interesting.
back.
Are you feeling great? What a deep question. Comment below. Simple but yet complex. Are you feeling great? Yes or no? It's really that simple. Are you feeling great?
Mm-hmm.
For
Yeah.
me, I have to say I am. I'm
Why?
feeling pretty good
Why
these
is that?
days. Um, I've been waking up, I've been meditating, we're having some really great family time. We're spending time together. I feel that as a family that we're closer than we have been before. Um, so yeah, Jesse commenting, let's see. Overall, yes, but there are a few days I struggle to feel great. Most days are in easy. Yes, I do feel great.
Mm-hmm.
Today we had some nice family time. We were all cuddled up in bed, and I slept in a little bit, so I didn't get started till 6:30. And yes,
Right.
I'm feeling great. What do you
But
do
you
to feel
enjoyed the
great,
moment.
Courtney? How do you know you're feeling great?
Oh, just one, let it go. So yes, I could break out in song, but we all know my favorite saying. So just so if I feel like I'm dragging around a lot of just stuff and thoughts and over analyzing and if I find myself in analysis paralysis, so uh our favorite over analyzing term. I've said it too much. I'm tripping myself up. So, but yeah, if I notice that need to do something to take a step back or need to, just the lesson in the last few months has been breathe, slow down, you're doing fine. Like breathe, just these expectations that I put on myself. So a lot of the not feeling great, I found I was the source of. So I don't know if that directly answers it, but it definitely, now that I notice it, I in my body when it creeps up, I don't let it stack. I don't let it stack to the point where I believe that is my norm. I am one that I will tell I it's my goal to live with passion, a life full of, I don't care if I'm doing something simple or something hard or something big or small. I want to enjoy every moment. And so that takes practice and that takes getting up and trying new things when I don't feel like it or, learning new skills or waking up early to just be better at whatever I want to be better at. So I think learning those a lot in the last year, I've seen a lot come together, but it's easier over time to notice when the opposite pops up. And just like you and Jesse were talking about, your average is better, where y'all have improved your average because that's what you focus on, that's what you look for. So naturally, you breed more of that, in your life and your self talk. And so, uh, learning the formulas for real, like it was a subject I probably heard about for 5-10 years and never really learned, listened, let it sink in, implemented all those words. But when I finally did, then kind of just saw how it all kind of fits together. So it's as simple as just be where your feet are, be thankful you're here today. I
You know
mean,
what
if you can
surprises
start with
me?
that.
You know what surprises me, Courtney?
What?
There are actually people that do not want to feel good about themselves. They do not want to feel good about the world. They don't want to feel good about their life. They don't
Hmm.
care to.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
it's interesting.
That's an
And
interesting thing.
why do you think that is?
I have no idea. I really post that question like I had an answer. and I
Like,
and then I'm like, "Oh, well, I really don't know."
well, I started answering. I was like,
Maybe
no.
people, I think maybe part of it is if I sit down and really think about it is that I think that maybe there is a subset of people that believe that feeling great is complicated. The
Yeah.
rules to feeling great are very complex. Like, I have to have $1 million. I have to do this. I have to do that. And it's probably more likely based around financial goals and financial things that they think that they need to feel great.
And approaching those goals, they have this illusion that they have to be perfect to get
Mm,
there or perfect to start. And I mean, that I feel like 90% of goals fall right there. They don't start because they don't have fill in the blank. So our favorite Tony Robbins saying is it's not the resource you don't have. It's, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's that you need to be more resourceful.
correct.
And that is a perfect example of that. And it's sad, but at the same time, it's a repeated pattern. And so to kind of back up to what helped me a lot is looking at it scientifically and just being like, okay, you're not messed up. This is a cycle that's just been repeated so long, you feel like it's ingrained, you feel like it's you. And so it's just undevelopment, undevelopment to kind of the source of it. But it's deep when we realize that we caused a lot of it.
Let's go to the comments right quick. We
Yes.
got the comments are blowing up. Continue to comment below. We'll show you some love. Jesse says, they think feeling great or good is hard. They have too many rules on what feeling great means. That is so true.
Yeah.
Ooh.
The blueprint on what feeling good is. Oh, that's a big one.
So we're going live in the Facebook group. So I don't know who this is, but this is a very profound thought. Feeling bad serves many needs for people, and it's easier to meet those needs than actually changing their routine.
Mm,
That
yeah.
is true.
That's a great point. That's
We always take the simpler road. It's
mhm,
really hard to get out of that routine.
it
And
is.
our buddy, Sofia Cordova, it can be a generational mindset,
That is true.
hereditary.
Mhm.
Hereditary. However, that is part of it, but there have been studies done back in the day and even currently that emotions and patterns and anchors can be learned and then passed on hereditary.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it could be a little bit of both. And then they get reinforced throughout time and generalized. In other words, just because you have an experience in one area, you generalize it and copy that experience into other areas of your life, even though they might not even be totally related at all. They might not be related at all, but we generalize it.
Yeah.
A big thing in NLP is we generalize, we delete, and distort. But there's been studies about generalization in particular.
Yeah. That's a fascinating one.
Wow.
And
That
it's
psychology degree is coming in handy. Look at that. I'm
it
quoting
is.
papers that I just wrote
I
last week.
know. It's like, man, I feel like I can ask and keep going on any of those. But it is true. It molds it to make it make sense in your brain. And that's Sean Murphy says it a lot. So I'm not sure if he's the first one to say it or if he heard it somewhere, but the brain has two jobs. Is this going to kill me? And does this fit into a pattern I've seen
Correct.
before? That's it. That's it. It's so we mistake that our brain's job is to keep us happy.
And it's not.
And that's it's a lie. It's a false, it's not something that's true. And we actually believe that. So that's what we look for. That's what we focus on. So when we don't get that, it's reinforced that something's wrong with us because we can't be happy or, fill in the blank. But it's like that's a kind of figure eight pattern that just gets driven deeper and deeper and deeper the longer you stay there. But that's the power and awareness and listening to things like this and listening to stuff that just cracks your brain open because maybe the pattern or autopilot you're on right now is not serving you.
And not just listening, going out there and teaching it, sharing your own personal experience. I cannot speak enough about that. If you're having a profound moment, if you're having a profound breakthrough through this podcast or through another entity, a book, a seminar, whatever it is, share it.
Mhm.
Share it. And
Yeah.
if you're judged and the people think that something, whatever you might think that people think about you, whatever.
Other people's
Whatever.
judgment is a great filter. It's a great filter. Saves you a lot of time.
Just like Jesse says right here. Also, someone else can't make us happy or feel great. We have to feel great within ourselves, which ties right into what I just said.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and I wanted to share a tool that you have done this to me dozens of times. But so Ricardo will ask like at a meeting or something, but I've seen you teach on this. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how are you feeling right now?
Boom. Me
Boom.
right now, I'm
Yeah.
at 9,
And a nine.
8.59. Yes.
Okay. So what would you need to do to get that to a 9 to 9.5?
Whew, man. That last 1 point is the hardest one, right?
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. It's the most rewarding one too.
it
Hey.
is the most rewarding one. I don't know. Wow, Courtney, like you stumped
I
me.
pulled a
You stumped
Ricardo
me.
on
You
him.
stumped me. I wasn't
so
prepared for this. I wasn't
So
prepared for
I
this, but
did
that's
jot it
okay.
down because I always love that. That one's a big one. So like if you're at a 4, what do you need to do to get to a 5? But the
Yes,
problem is we get tripped up because we think we need to get from like a 4 to a 10 overnight.
we
And then
don't.
we lay that expectation on ourselves, and when we don't meet it overnight, we bash ourselves because we're filling the blank. So your pattern, it's silly. So if you focus on, and I like what Ricardo did, he added a 0.5. Like, what can you do to get from this to this to a 0.5? And when you look back over the month, the year, 5 years of having that mindset, you will have gone exponentially farther in your goal, your career, whatever you're doing. So it's just, how do I go from a 4 to a 5 today? Or how do I go, it's as simple as that.
You
So
know what? It just occurred to me. I have to if I do if I'm productive, if I have a great day, I can end the day in a 9.5 or a 10. But I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around getting to a 10 immediately right now, right this moment. Because man, life is so good right now. Life is so good. I have no complaints whatsoever right now in this moment at 9:27 p.m. on the beautiful Wednesday morning. None at all. There is nothing right now that I would change. Period. Nothing.
yeah.
Nothing. But can I work my way up to do some things that would make me productive or things that need to be accomplished to end the day at a 9.5 or a 10? Most definitely. But
Yeah.
right now, as I'm sitting here with you, talking to you and interacting with everyone else, provoking thought, engaging, man, life is fabulous.
Yeah, it really is. Like and it's
Shameless
taken me a
plug.
while to
Shameless
wrap
plug. Hold
my
up, hold up, hold up. Shameless
yes,
plug. If we
please,
got some big
please.
donations today for Baskets for Good because we're feeding 200 families in November, that would take my day up to a 10.
Yes. That would take Ricardo to 11, possibly 12. So,
That would.
yes, and we have some very awesome
Please,
features with sponsorship, so you should look into that.
say shameless plug. But for real, like back to it. Like right here, right now, where I am in total gratitude of my life and everyone that is out there hearing my voice that life is good.
Mhm.
Let's see here. Miguel
Yeah.
Angel Romero says, feeling grateful is a great start. Man, that is the only way to start,
Yeah.
Miguel.
It's like Tony says, you can't be fearful, you can't be frustrated, you can't be angry if you're grateful. Not
You
at the
gotta
same time. You got
you
to
gotta
trade it
start with
in.
gratitude. Man, what is one thing you're grateful for, Courtney?
Man, my growth, my growth, like it's still unfolding, and it's kind of fascinating to watch it all come together.
I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for everyone in my life. I'm grateful, man. I send love to this morning. I was sending my meditation, and now I'm stumbling because I don't have my thought together. Um,
That's okay.
this morning, I was sending a lot of love to everybody that has ever come in contact with me and has been part of my life. Just sending love to everyone that I've ever met.
I love that.
Blank
And how
faces
did
and
that
faces
make
that I
you
know.
feel? How did that make you feel to send it out?
It always feels good. It
Yeah.
always feels good
Yeah.
because I'm only human. I've done some people some wrong. Okay, and maybe I don't even realize how wrong I've done some people because they haven't voiced it. Some people I know that I've done wrong, but all I can really do now is just send love. and be grateful for the experiences and the lessons that I have from the people that come across my path.
Yeah.
And
And
hopefully
that's
I
the
taught them
best way
something
to,
too, good, bad, or indifferent. Maybe I taught them something too.
yeah. I think you most definitely did. But that's that we have this illusion that we can't heal by just sitting there and sending out love. And do it as a repeated practice and watch what happens in your life. Pretty
If
awesome.
anything that you do to make yourself feel great, do that. Just send love to everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody.
Yeah.
uh, just I can't say enough. I can't say enough about that. My Master Co at the UPW, he'll do this thing where he's like, send love to the world. Just picture the whole world
Yeah.
and just send healing love to the world. And
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it opens you up like up here. The energy just flows when you start just sending love to everybody.
Yeah. I forget, I'm blanking on a guy's name, but basically, whenever the March 2020 happened, he he led weekly meditations every Sunday night. And I think the first one was about 10,000 folks, and virtually, of course. And the second one was, 20,000, but it kept growing so much every week. So they started measuring it on week 2, the human resonance uh, vibration of the earth. Am I explaining that right? Anyway, but basically, the drastic improvement of just 10,000, 20,000 people worldwide meditating at the same time and just holding space for a similar, type of motion or peace or healing, it it spiked this chart. I really wish I knew we were going to talk about this. But yeah, it is fascinating what the collective just sitting still together can actually do. So if you do that with
Yes.
yourself daily, I mean, that is also why it changes your life too.
Just change your life, change the world. Feel great.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you right now in the next 1 minute that you can change your attitude, how you feel about whatever situation that you're going through from okay to good to great, or even take it to another level and go to outstanding.
hmm and if you're having a really hard time, make a list of 101 things about your life.
Oh,
Life.
Courtney's infamous list of 101. Tell us about
Yeah.
that, Courtney.
Okay, the list of 101. So, Ricardo's the reason it's 101 instead of just 100, because why not go one more? So I got to give him credit for that. But okay, so the list of 100, maybe you've heard about, maybe you've done it before. So I learned it in the network marketing profession, and basically, whenever you are struggling with something, make a list of 100. So you can do this a few ways. My favorite way is the more extreme, lock myself in a room. So basically, just with a notepad and a pen, lock myself in a room, leave your phone out of it, but ask yourself, what would 101 solutions be to my problem? And like, you're going to think of maybe a few dozen really quickly and off the top of your head, but you're going to reach a point where you just hit a wall and you can't think of any more. So if you stay with yourself, don't go get your phone, don't leave the room, just sit through that, you will tap into kind of a genius zone where you might even think of more than the 101 in the end. But you have to press through this block. Bob Proctor would call it a terror barrier. There's something good on the other side. So just sit with it, breathe through that, trust that there's more options, but you tap into a different level of your consciousness, I would explain it. But the other way you could do it is just carry a notepad with you in your purse, in your car over, a week, and just you have to carry it with you until you have 101 things on that list. And I like that one too because it activates your RAS, your reticular activating system throughout your day and your week when you're doing the exercise. So you naturally will look for things to be grateful for, or you'll look for things to help you reach your goal. So that's kind of a more sensory, taking in your environment and who you encounter and just looking for opportunities around you. But if you are having a really, really hard time and you can get yourself to a list of 101, I guarantee you will not be in the same state you are with a completed list than you are when you start. And it might be hard. might take time, but just be graceful with yourself. And trust me, you're going to have a hard time being that angry when you have 101 things written down that you know you're grateful for, that you remember. And it can be as simple as the air on your face, like Tony Robbins says. It doesn't have to be some complicated, it doesn't have to be money. Stop making it big things. It's the little
Correct.
things.
All right. Big shout out to Jessica Trias. One of my friends did 1,000 things.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I didn't know that was the thing
Wow.
yet. So,
Wow.
Ricardo, we have something to practice.
Well, you know what? Your friend did good, but did they do 1,001?
Watch Ricardo come back and be like 10-10. It didn't have a flow of a pattern. I like 10-10.
You gotta have the flow, man. But man, wow, 1,000 things. I wonder, Jessica, if you know, or let us know, how long did it take them to do 1,000 things? Was this in one sitting? Was it over a time? Was it, find out and let us know.
Thank you
We
for
are
sharing
very
that,
curious
Jessica.
about her. That
Yeah.
is fabulous. That is fabulous. 1,000 things.
Yeah.
A list of 1,000 things.
And we're limitless. Like
We
we
are
are
limitless.
limitless. I don't care who you are, what your background is. I don't care what mistake you made today. Like you are limitless. You can turn it around. You can make it happen.
Oh, she thinks it took about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty
See?
good. That's
Yeah,
good.
about well more than 100 a week. But yeah, about 250. See, and I want I would love to be connected with that friend that's completed that. But as I say that, I'm like, why not do your own 1,000 things? So
Yes,
okay,
instead
why
of being
not?
worried about not
Happy
that it's
September
hold on.
challenge.
Not that it's bad to connect with somebody else. Oh, not it mean not that wasn't like shut up. That was just
I
like
know.
okay. Not that it's bad to connect with somebody else. Obviously, we support connecting with like-minded people, but do your own list and connect with yourself.
Yeah. Thank you for slowing down and breaking that down. That's one of my favorite things about having Ricardo as a friend is the dissecting of how I say that. And I naturally do that now.
That is very intriguing, though. This lady or this person that Jessica's friend that went to 1,000. That is very intriguing. I wonder what her takeaways were. Courtney, you just have to do it. I'm not going to do a list of 1,000. So you just need to do it and then report back.
Degree.
And then you need to you can report back your takeaways from it.
And then you can study. Yeah, we'll go over that.
Because that sounds very intriguing. Either way.
It's kind of intimidating, but that's exactly why I'm like, and now you have to do it because you're intimidated by it.
What's intimidating about that?
It's a bigger number. But as I say that, I realized the number was limiting too. So here I am thinking at 101, like that's such a grand number to do this exercise. And then like there's somebody with experience. So it just shows that I have more to learn, how to move my, number up one notch or my 1% better. So I love that.
Jessica is bringing it today.
Yeah, you are.
She says, yes, search for the God within you. Yes, search for the God within you. Have so many skills that we take for granted. Abundance is everywhere.
Yeah.
We do take so many skills that we take for granted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We really do.
We don't see, I'd say, a majority of our gifts. Like we don't see them as gifts because we've always had them. We've always been able to do that. So it doesn't occur to us that somebody else wants to learn that skill until we encounter certain things in our life. And so it's just, if you back up and you've had many instances where, I don't know, a natural skill came in handy or you picked up something naturally, really easily, you learned quickly. If that's true, then it's already true. You have a lot of undiscovered gifts. So why don't y'all join me in writing a list of 1,000 of them? 1,001.
That's so profound. Do we prevent ourselves from feeling great because we're not grateful for the skills that we have?
Is being grateful a skill?
It's a muscle.
Yeah, I think it's a muscle. That's definitely one. Yeah.
That's a great question. I think that's a good note to end this.
I'll need to sit on that one a little bit.
Yeah, that's definitely one to sit on. That really brought me back into my center, and I'm like, I need to contemplate that. Thank you, Jessica, for throwing the show off whack this morning.
Yes. Yes. Awesome
uh,
feedback. I love that.
because me and Courtney process in real time. So when someone throws out a profound thought out there, we don't have no problem just stopping and like, huh,
Yeah.
okay.
We'll be back next Wednesday. With that
we'll be back next Wednesday to finish this conversation. But I think
Yes.
that's really good. Courtney, think about this. You don't have to answer this right now, but are you using the skills that God gave you to their fullest?
I need to, to
I'm
give an
not.
honest answer. I
I'm
need to
not.
sit with myself.
I
It's
know I'm
even
not.
though I could, if the insecurity still creeps up, if that still creeps up, I still have work to do. But it's refreshing to know you can also stack and make your average what you want. So
Yeah. If you
being
want to
on
feel
that
great
path makes
today,
me
if you want to
happy.
feel great today, if you want to feel great this week, have gratitude for the gifts that God gave you.
Yes.
No matter how big or how small, just have gratitude for the abilities that you have.
And just be willing to discover them. You don't have to figure them all out now. Just be open to learning about them. You'll figure them
Oh
out when
shoot.
it's time.
I don't know who said this and I don't know where I heard it, but there is someone said before, and I've heard it in a couple of different places and in a couple of different ways, that there is something that you can do better than anybody else in the world.
Hmm.
There is one thing, one gift that you can do better than anybody. It might not be hitting home runs. It might not be kicking sucker balls, throwing touchdowns, catching, speaking, writing. But there is one thing that you can do better than anybody that you admire for their skills that they're using to their fullest potential.
Hmm.
One thing.
Man, that's good. I love that. Good chat,
Thank
man.
you, Jessica.
Yes.
Man,
I have goosebumps.
you totally pivoted this conversation in a fabulous way.
We appreciate you so much.
We
Yes.
appreciate this. Okay. So thank you so much for tuning in, guys.
Yeah.
We never know what's going to happen here. We are live. We are unscripted. We talk about what happens. We talk about what you talk about in the comments, and your comments provoke thought. Your
Mhm.
comments engage us, and we love to engage back. So
Yeah.
that's why we love doing this live and not pre-recorded, because we want to engage. We want to provoke thought, and not just provoke with you guys, but also have our own thoughts provoked. And we'll
Yes.
talk about it when it comes up. Real quick, Jessica says, Denzel said, there is something you do 50% better than someone else.
I love Denzel advice.
Thank you for tuning in, Miguel, Jesse, everybody else. Remember to visit forceforgrowth.com. Subscribe to the YouTube. Go see us on you. I'm like lost in thought. Courtney.
Thank you, Jessica.
So subscribe to YouTube and go download us on your favorite podcast apps: Apple, Google, Spotify, Stitcher. We're everywhere.
Yes.
Have a great day, everybody, and we'll be back on Friday. Bye, y'all. Bye, guys.